Halo guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Wirna Marina Putri. I will explain the material in this video. In this video, I'll be discussing the translating education text. Before that, I will explain type of translating. Listen up to the end of the video so as you understand about translating education text. Enjoy the video, guys. Guys, before go to the main topic, let me to share you type of translating. One, translating law text is translation of any text used within the legal system. Translating law text is the replacement of the source language with the target language. However, legal translation is different because law is culture dependent. It uses content and terms within the legal system prevailing in the country where the source document originates. The second is about religion text. Translation of religious text has been a key element in disseminating the divine message throughout history. It was employed also for teaching converts the basic of religion and for mirroring the beauty of faith and morality around the globe. To do this, translator must understand the original source text and transfer it faithfully, accurately, and integrally into the receptor language. Third is about idiomatic expression. An idiom is a phrase, saying, or a group of words with a metaphorical meaning, which has become accepted in common usage. Idioms are popular expressions that explain something by using example and figures of speech. Idioms are not easy to understand, especially non-native speakers, because their intentions are usually symbolic. This characteristic makes them strange and difficult to understand for English learners. The last is about translating education text. Translating education text is education translation, convert written language from a search language to a target language to aid educational institutions in providing students to further academic progress. The next slide is about definition of translating education text. Education text is translation that helps the educational institution to provide students for academic progress. And education is an important aspect of giving students an opportunity to advance academically limited abilities from both guardians, parents, and students can hinder their education. So, translation of education is needed for educational needs that meet the demands of the society and do not interfere with the use of efficient language because many students who begin their studies through translation before fluent and accurate speakers. The education translation changes the written language and target language. Next is about tips how to translate education text. 1. Kick off with translation mind. Knowing this information guides contents decision. Also, any project requiring translation usually means the English is developed for English as a second language speakers. 2. Determine your target language. Commonly, spoken language differ by country or region and require a separate translation effort. For example, European Spanish differ from Latin American Spanish. This example will require unique translation and voice-over artists. 3. Keep language simple and direct. This helps not only with the comprehension post-translation, but also reduce the overall cost by limiting excessive content, be precious, logical, and literal. Fourth, pay attention to design elements. Keeping this in mind when making layout decision will be prevent reworked during search development of the translated course. Keep the text on the page and out of graphical elements. Fifth, don't get lost in translation. Pun, slang, humor, metaphor, and pop culture reference can be useful tools to appeal to an audience or illustrate an example, but they often fail to make much sense to those without the proper cultural context. Be careful. Humor rarely translates well. What is funny and compelling in one culture can be offensive or confusing in another. Next slide is about difficulties of translating education text. 1. Do not understand the purpose of translation. When a client needs something to translate, there will be an end goal of the text, and it needs to be understood that the end goal will help the translation to be successful. For example, text translated for legal purpose should be subject to the original text rather than being used for marketing purpose. 2. The problem of ambiguity in text. Very specific vocabulary and certain grammatical structures can make it difficult to translate unclear meaning. An experienced translator with good knowledge of both languages can avoid these difficulties, ensuring that the translate document reflect the original meanings and context. Third, forgetting cultural sensitivity when translating language is intrinsically related to culture. It is important to know that translator text about cultural practice or even humor. The last slide is about the problem found in translating the education text. 1. The word cannot be translated. Words that cannot be correctly translated into the target language can be explained when it first appears. 2. Acronym. The rendering of abbreviation and acronym also cause a problem for translators, since the abbreviation form of the original letters of the word were arbitrary. 3. Unite. Not at all countries use the same units of size, measure, or unit. Length, height, weight, thick may vary from our country to another. Third, slogan. Brand and slogans can pose a problem in translation because translators must be able to recognize and distinguish that certain words are brands and not generic words, because certain words in one country are trademarked and in another are generic. The last is about place name or names of people. Translation of names can cause a problem for a translator because in certain language there are no sounds. The result, when representing the names associated with the sound, should use nearby sound. Thank you for your attention and interest. May all of you who are watching this video be happy and healthy. Always remember to be healthy and always keep your distance and use your mask when you are leave the house. Thanks for watching this video. See you next video guys. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.